Good morning again, everybody. Joel here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see 52 of you here on a very fun, I was going to say Saturday. See, when you work for yourself, folks, and that's our goal is that you're all working for yourself to get rid of your boss. Doesn't matter what day it is. I was about to say Saturday. It's a happy Monday. Every day should be a Friday. Statistically, it's shown that people are happier on a Friday. Why? They're coming to the weekend. And why do they wait for the weekend? Because they don't like what they do professionally. So when you love what you do professionally, doesn't matter what day of the week it is, every day is a Friday, and that's how it should be. And that's our goal here ultimately with you guys. So a couple of things I'm going to show you today, okay? It's very important. So yes, we build your downline for you. Yes, we find you like-minded people to join your team, but it's also important to understand our very simple three-step system, okay? That's allowed me to maintain ridiculously low levels of body fat almost my whole life, minus the time when I got sick from aspartame poisoning. Stay away from aspartame, and none of our products contain aspartame. So it's really, really awesome to have you guys here. I promise you a full demonstration of our fiber product, okay? Here's the facts versus what's not true. The fact is people think, okay? This is what they think. This is their perception, their belief. They think that I'm a gym rat. They think that I'm uber dedicated to my nutrition, and I'm simply not. I definitely drink margaritas every weekend. I love dirty martinis. I do eat out many times a week because I'm a bad cook. And I only train very short duration, very high intensity, 3 times per week. Trained yesterday, I did quads. So we're gonna focus on that 3-step system. It's gonna take me, so if you wanna live a leaner, healthier, sexier life, then stick with me for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll open it up for any questions that you guys may have. This is 100% backed by science. I'm not going to go through all the science of it, but I'm going to give you a full demonstration of how you can literally cut out your appetite and your cravings for bad things like sugar. Like you don't even want them. You don't even think about them. And when you don't want or don't think about something, you don't eat it, right? So let's get started. I'm going to slow it down today because the presentation isn't that long, but what is the 3-step system? Well, we tell you to increase your fiber with Eliminate. We're going to talk a lot about fiber because that's the number one thing that's going to give you the most changes is increasing your fiber. Number 2 is increasing your protein with our enhanced product because building muscle burns calories 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll also talk about the 7-minute workout. So we're actually going to talk about the training first. Now, as proof that I'm telling you the truth, folks, what would most people do? Oh, take this pill and you don't need to exercise at all and you're going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Well, a lot of people they used to say, oh no, I don't want to look like you, Arnold. And he used to say, don't worry, you never will, right? So we're going to talk to you about that simple 3-step system, but the most important one for the most dramatic results is the easiest one, which is increasing your dietary fiber, okay? So I'm able to maintain 6 to 7% body fat easily. And I really mean easily, not hard, year-round because of this simple trick. And I promise you, I'm going to show you how you can too today. Maybe your goal is not to be 6 or 7% body fat, but if you need to lose 30 or 40 pounds and you want to keep it off for a lifetime, very, very easy to do. Now, who is this not for? This is not for people who, if you've ever watched that show on A&E, 600-Pound Life, this is not for people who are emotionally addicted to food and they're 600 and 700 pounds and bedridden. This is not for the morbidly obese. This is for the average person, right? 41% of the US population is considered clinically obese. This is for the people that are anywhere from 10 pounds overweight to maybe 75, 80 to 100 pounds overweight. This is not for people who are 600 and 700 pounds, okay? So just letting you guys know who's it for and who's it not for. So the key is easily, and I really mean easily. Again, so many people go, you must be a gym rat. And I'm not a gym rat. And I pay attention to my nutrition. 2 things that I do. The rest, I do whatever I want on the weekends. And I really do eat out 4 or 5 days a week. Okay, so let's get started. So here's the thing. Here's the major question. Why is the US population 41% and 33% of our children clinically obese? Why, if it's so simple in theory, yet so hard to do? Why is the secret so simple in principle, right? The principle is if you eat less calories than you burn, you lose weight. If you eat more calories than you burn, you gain weight. And the number one reason is our appetites are out of control because we lack dietary fiber. End of story. That's it. It's that simple. Okay. Now, the reason you don't hear a lot about dietary fiber is the FDA and the drug companies cannot patent fiber because it's a food. It grows out of the ground. It's not a drug. They'd rather put you on these diet pills and drugs that have a massive amount of side effects. You've seen those commercials. They talk about the pros and then like a 10,000 billion side effects, right? So basically, we're going to talk to you about how to, couple things, reduce your appetite so that you're actually burning more calories than you consume. And it's really, really, really easy to do, okay? So let's talk about that in a few minutes. But first, I want to talk to you about the harder part, because again, if I wasn't being transparent, if I wasn't being honest with you, I'd say just do the fiber. And if you do the fiber, you'll see some success. But if you follow the three-step system, the hardest part being the exercise, but it's only 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week, you're going to see amazing, amazing results, okay? So the reason we start to gain weight is after the age of 30 to 40. Now, it's different for some people. Some it can be as early as 25, and others it can be later, like 45 or 50. But we start to lose our muscle tone and our muscle mass, right? Things get more flabby, they get softer and squishy, and we tend to lose about 4 to 10 pounds of our natural muscle mass every 10 years. And we lose that muscle mass primarily because of a natural, as we age, drop in testosterone levels. It's the same for both men and women, right? Why are women not as muscular as men? They don't have as much testosterone. It's that simple. So women, you can never look like a man unless you take exogenous testosterone, which a lot of the women in bodybuilding do. I don't get it. They're actually being transgender. They're transforming themselves to a man because they're taking extra testosterone. But it's the same effect in both men and women. As we age, we naturally lose our testosterone levels. Because we're losing our testosterone levels in both men and women, our muscle mass drops. Here's the most critical component of why training only 7 to 10 minutes a day is so scientifically proven and effective. Every pound of muscle that we lose, our metabolism slows by about 100 calories a day. Okay, so the reason why we start to gain weight after the age of 30 is we're naturally losing our muscle mass, right? And therefore, our metabolism is becoming slower and slower and slower. But we keep eating the same amount. So if we're burning less calories than the food we're consuming, we start to gain weight, and the gap gets more and more and more. The good news is you can completely reverse the loss of your muscle mass and actually gain the same muscle you had at age 20 by training only 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week. Okay, so let's do the opposite. You start training 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week. What happens is you start to build your muscle mass back. Okay, with every pound of muscle that you put on your body, you're burning 100 calories a day. Why? Because muscle is metabolically active, right? When I move my muscles, I'm always burning calories. Try to move your fat. You can't, okay? So when we start to increase our metabolism by increasing our muscle mass to the muscle that we lost when we were younger, we start to increase the amount of calories we burn 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year by doing nothing, okay? So here's the key. Let's say you're 42 years old and you're 10 pounds less, you're heavier in weight because you've gained more body fat. Understand that. Your body composition has changed. You're heavier in weight because you've gained more fat and you've lost muscle. Now, what happens is if you start to gain that muscle back, if you start to gain the 10 pounds of muscle you lost through the natural aging process, 10 pounds of muscle is the equivalent of burning almost an extra 1,000 calories a day. Okay, so an extra 1,000 calories a day burning that your body's burning is the equivalent of doing about an hour and a half of treadmill every single day. So would you rather train 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week, or do an hour to an hour and a half of treadmill every single day to get the same caloric burning effect, right? Obviously, We're not in an epidemic of obesity because people are running on the treadmill all day long. It just doesn't happen, right? So if you gain that muscle back, you're going to burn calories 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now, understand the reason why I want you guys to understand this. Aerobic exercise like jogging and aerobic classes and Zumba and all these classes, they are good for one thing. They're called aerobic and cardiovascular exercise. Why is it called cardiovascular exercise? Can anybody in here guess why it's good? Why they call it cardiovascular exercise? Yeah, it's only good for your heart, which is very important, and good for your vascular system, your lungs and stuff like that, right? So a lot of people, what do when they try to lose weight? They run and they jog and they walk fast and they never see a significant change in their physique. They never see a true transformation in their physique, okay? So I do cardiovascular exercise on occasion to keep my heart healthy. I don't do it to lose body fat, okay? So when you're doing cardiovascular exercise, you're training your slow twitch, high endurance muscle fibers. There's two types of muscle fibers in the human body. There's fast twitch, highly explosive muscle fibers, and there's slow twitch, high endurance fibers. When you're doing repetition, like an aerobic exercise or walking or jogging, the same repetitive motion, you're training your slow twitch, high endurance muscle fibers, okay? Those fibers cannot grow. They cannot make new muscle mass, okay? So in effect, you're not really burning a whole lot of fat. The fast twitch muscle fibers, which are designed for highly explosive exercise, have the only potential to grow bigger. And when they grow bigger, then the fast twitch muscle fibers, as it says on this slide, you're burning calories 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So on the left here, you see an example of a long distance runner and a sprinter. Based on what I've taught you guys already, between the two different types of muscle fibers, who has a faster metabolism at rest? The sprinter or the marathon runner? Give me an answer, guys. You're not allowed, Sebastian. You know everything. Yeah, the sprinter, right? Because they have way more muscle mass at rest. And when you think about how he exercises, a sprinter will run 100 meters as fast as they can in under 10 seconds and be totally exhausted. Those are the types of muscle fibers we want to train because they're designed that way. And as it says again here, the fast twitch muscle fibers have a much better potential for muscle growth, and therefore they burn more calories at rest. There's one stimulus that causes those muscle fibers to improve and grow. It's like hitting a stick of dynamite. If I tap on a stick of dynamite all day long, like I'm doing long distance running, like this, nothing happens. What does it take? It takes one hard smack like this and everything explodes. That's how fast twitch muscle fibers are designed to be used. High intensity, very short duration is what gets those muscle fibers to grow, okay? So all you need to do is hit positive momentary muscular failure one time. That's why 7 to 10 minutes is way more effective of resistance, high intensity, short duration resistance training is than doing cardiovascular exercise. Now, the biggest lie, women will get too muscular. Gosh, I wish it was so easy to build muscle, right? The reality is when you see those women that look like men, their jaw looks like a man, their throat's starting to look like a man, they're taking exogenous hormones. I don't know why, but that's why they look like men. The truth is you will get more feminine and more sexy. And you can only build a certain amount of muscle. Why? Because you have lower testosterone levels than men. Increase your testosterone levels, you'll increase your muscle mass. It's directly proportional, okay? So let's move on. To build high-intensity, fast-twitch muscle fibers, all it takes is 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week. That's it. That's it. Now, I'd love to say you don't have to exercise at all, but it would be the biggest lie on the planet. Our bodies have 2 arms and 2 legs because we're made to move, okay? It's fun, it's highly energizing, and it's easy. Now, let's talk about the number one simplest trick that I promised you on this webinar that can dramatically reduce your body fat levels and make you feel a lot sexier. Plus, it's good for diabetes, it's good for cholesterol, and it is extremely heart healthy. So let me ask you a question. Forgetting about appetite or hunger, what is easier to do? Less exercise, eat less. Okay, what's easier to do? Eat less or pretend you're never hungry. Okay, you're never hungry. Get hunger out of the equation for a second. What's easier to do? Eat less or exercise more to have to burn calories? If you never had an appetite, what's going to be easier to do? Exercise more to burn those calories off or eat less? And eating less can be really, really, really easy with one simple trick, okay? Here's the reality. I'm newer hungry. That's good, Helen. If you're never hungry, I bet you're never overweight, right? Makes sense, right? If you're never hungry, you're never overweight. It's that simple. Why? What causes people to gain weight? They eat more calories than they burn. So 96% of us today, because of the processed foods in our grocery stores and the fast foods that we've become so accustomed to, are extremely fiber deficient. So we are fiber deficient. When you look at our nomadic days as hunters and gatherers, we ate two things. We ate things that grew out of the ground. Anything and everything that grows out of the ground is naturally high in fiber, provided we don't cook it to death and destroy the fiber. And what do we do with most of our foods? We cook them. So we destroy the fiber content, okay? So when in our nomadic days, we either ate things that grew out of the ground or we ate protein from animals that we killed. Nobody, I can guarantee you, nobody was ever overweight back then. Fiber is your friend, okay? Here's how fiber totally cuts out your cravings for sugar. So many people say, but Joel, I'm just a carbohydrate junkie. I love my potato chips. I love anything that has carbohydrates. And they think that that's psychological. It's not. It's physiological, okay? It's something that's happening inside your body that's making your brain crave that sugar. And you can smash those cravings instantly, literally instantly, okay? So fiber bulks up to about 50 times its size. Two things cause your brain to think that you're hungry. What's in your stomach, okay? What's in your stomach down here? And how stable your blood sugar levels are, okay? So fiber is not digestible by the human body, but it's necessary for the digestive process. Let me say that again. Fiber does not increase your calories because it's not digestible by the human body, but it's absolutely necessary for the digestive process, okay? Fiber creates an indigestible barrier between your small intestine where food is absorbed. And when you take fiber, anything that you eat throughout the day after that takes 5 times longer to digest. The longer it takes to digest your food, the more stable your blood sugar is. The more stable your blood sugar is, the less you have cravings for sugar, okay? It's when your blood sugar drops and up and down and up and down and up and down all day long that cause you to crave sugar, okay? It's the less blood sugar spikes and the longer you feel totally satisfied, okay? So fiber helps also to reverse type 2 diabetes. Why? What is type 2 diabetes? It's caused by us eating way too much sugar, okay? Pamela, we'll open it up for questions soon, okay? We'll ask questions like what happens with surgery and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So we'll open it up soon, okay? Sound good? Fiber is our friend, okay? We'll open it up for any questions that you have in a few short minutes. So what I want to do right now is show and demonstrate for you live right here how fiber works, okay? So let me see what slide I'm on so I don't forget. Let me go to the large screen here that you can see, perfect. And I'm going to put my thing here, okay? I have 400 milliliters of water here. Okay, I have extra water here. Okay, and I'm going to take our fiber powder. This is our fiber powder. okay? It's a simple trick that I do every single morning after my breakfast, okay? Unless it's a training day, I do it after I train. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of this, and I'm going to put it in this demonstration cup, nice and clear so that you can see it, okay? I'm going to do this one first. Okay, let me see if I can push this back a bit more, lift this up a bit more, okay? So you can see, I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of this. Okay, yeah, you guys can see that. Put it in here, and I'm going to mix this one up as our control, as our demonstration, okay? Okay, I recommend you use a mixer cup. I'm just mixing this with a spoon for demonstration purposes, okay? That's mixed up. I'm going to drink one live for you right now, okay? Now you're going to want extra water, which is my extra here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this, put it in there, okay? Try not to make a mess here. Now, once I mix it, I have to swallow it very quickly. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to drink it really fast. I'm going to chase it with extra water. You want to chase it because I'm going to show you what's happened already. Okay? Now, it doesn't get this coagulated in the human body. Remember, I mixed that how long ago? Not even a minute ago? Look at that, guys. Look at that. Okay, it's totally gelatin. Poked a hole in it. See how fast that happens? Now, that is dietary fiber. That's dietary fiber. Can you imagine if over the past 100 years, we stopped eliminating fiber from our diets? Folks, this is magical. You don't hear about it, and I get passionate about this. You don't hear about this because it's a food. And because it's a food, the pharmaceutical companies can't make their billions and billions of dollars of profit from this. Instead, they want to sell you pills and potions that have massive amounts of side effects for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per month. This is a food that grows out of the ground. It has 0 side effects, and it's something that God made us to have in our bodies. And we don't have it anymore. And that's why I'm so passionate about Now Lifestyle, because it's our duty to get this out to the world. Okay? Can you imagine if you have this? Now, again, it's not that coagulated in the human body because we have hydrochloric acid and we have fluids in our stomach. But can you see how this creates? Let me go back here. Can you see how this creates an indigestible barrier from the food that you eat the rest of the day? Can you see that everything that you eat after this takes longer to digest? Can you see after eating this how you're not going to crave sugar anymore? Can you see after eating this that you're not going to eat as much? Look. That's not coming out. Keeps you full, Isabel. Exactly. And because it creates a barrier between your digestive system and your blood sugar is nice and stable all day long. Okay? So that's all that I do. And guess what? I'm not hungry. I don't crave sugar. I don't crave sweets. I don't crave it because I'm putting something into my body that God has designed us to have in the first place. Dietary fiber. Okay? Fiber actually also reduces bad cholesterol by absorbing it and excreting your bad cholesterol in your feces. When this gets into your body, okay, you saw that it soaks up water, okay? So you want to drink a lot of water throughout the day anyway, but what it does is it actually hydrates your digestive system by pulling in a massive amount of water at the same time. As this goes through your system, it scrapes the wall, so it's a detoxifier. As this goes through your system, it pulls water into your system and it keeps you hydrated. When you're hydrated, then you're regular. Then you know you're supposed to do a number 2 to 3 times a day, every day. You're supposed to go to the bathroom as often as you eat. Yeah, exactly, Janet. And because we lack fiber, our digestive system is dehydrated. When it's dehydrated, everything gets sticky. When you get sticky, you get constipated. Now, I'm not trying to be too graphic, but and so what it also does is it actually soaks out your bad cholesterol and you poop it out. It lowers your cholesterol. Understand this. Again, fiber is a food, not a drug. That's why you don't hear about it, because the companies that have billions of dollars to advertise don't want to advertise it. But through our system, through word of mouth, we can change this world together. We just can, okay? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people ask me this. The effectiveness of fiber is directly, in other words, how much weight you lose, how much it kills your cravings, how full you feel is directly proportional to how much you use, okay? Our bodies are supposed to get 30 grams of fiber a day minimum. But because we cook our foods and break fiber down, and we bake our foods and break fiber down, and all that kind of stuff, we're getting about 5 grams of fiber a day. Because we're not getting what God meant us to have, where cravings for sugar are going through the roof. The cravings for sugar, when they go through the roof, are creating obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. That's it. So when you use our fiber product, how effective it is directly proportional to how much you use within reason, right? You saw I only took a bit. If you go and take this whole bottle, yeah, you're going to kill yourself, right? It's going to expand to 50 times its size. Ridiculousness. When I'm trying to maintain my body fat levels, I won't say my body weight because I want to build muscle, right? There's good weight, ladies especially, there's good weight and there's bad weight. Good weight is nice, lean, toned, sexy muscles to make you look sexy on the beach. Bad weight is fat. Okay, so when I'm trying to maintain my body fat levels, I have about 10 grams a day, or about 1 scoop, 1 tablespoon of the fiber. When I'm trying to lose body fat, when I'm trying to reduce my appetite even more, like right now, I'm in a body fat reduction mode. Okay, I want to get to 6. I maintain around 7%, maybe a little more throughout the year. When I want to get to 6% body fat, instead of 10 grams a day, I'll do it to 2 to 3 times a day. Now, everybody's different, okay? Don't go and go, oh my gosh, I want to look like Joel, and you take 3 of these a day. Don't do that, okay? My stomach might be bigger than yours. Your stomach might be bigger than mine. Your intestines might be bigger, might be smaller. Don't do that. Everybody's different. Start slow, okay? But the point being, if you feel great, your appetite is suppressed, you're losing weight, stay there. If you're not losing weight and you're not, now here's the other thing. This is designed to reduce and kill your cravings. It doesn't mean have the dietary fiber and then go eat a large pizza right after, okay? This is designed to help with cravings so that when you're eating a little healthier, making better choices, it's easier. Okay, don't have a tablespoon of this and think you can eat a whole chocolate cake right after. One, you're going to make yourself sick. Okay, but this dramatically reduces those psychological cravings, so everything else that you do is much easier. So when I'm trying to maintain my body fat, I do 10 grams a day. When I'm trying to lose body fat, I do 30 grams a day. Does that make sense, guys? And yes, snack throughout the day. 6 smaller meals a day are much better than 1 big one. Does that make sense? Oh, yes. The pill form, yes. The pill form does the same thing. Thank you. So we have it in powder and pill. It's just that I use the pills for convenience because, as you can see, the pills are so small that, probably 25 pills a day, right? To get the same amount as if I was doing the 3 tablespoons, okay? You can see the bottle size difference, okay? Both are priced the same. You're getting 3 times more here. Why? Encapsulating the fiber costs money. Okay, so I use this most of the time. I keep a bottle on hand of the pills for convenience. If you cannot swallow the fiber, use the pills. Some people are the opposite. They can't swallow the pills, so they use the powder. Okay, that's your choice. Whatever works for you, that's what's important. Whatever's going to get you to do this is what's going to work for you. Okay, right? Okay, so some can't swallow pills, some can't swallow the powder. Does that make sense, guys? You do whatever makes it work for you, because making it work is what's most important. Okay, good. Awesome. Sorry, I'm so passionate about this. Again, Linda, it depends on the person, right? It's a food. Start with 5 pills a day. If you don't see the results, go to 15 pills a day. If you don't see the results, go to 20 pills a day. Okay? But if you're really, my honest, humble opinion, if you're really serious, the powder's a better way to go. I'm serious about my fat loss, so I use the powder. I keep the pills for convenience. If I go, oh, geez, I forgot to take my fiber this morning or whatever, I'll take the pills. Or if I'm going to a massive dinner at night, I'll take the pills before my dinner. It reduces my appetite. My eyes now become way bigger than my stomach. Okay? You can order both, Ernest. Very good. Fiber is awesome, okay? Okay, so again, I use the powder. If I forget to use the powder, I use the pills. If all of a sudden I'm invited out to dinner and I know that it's all going to be lots of yummy foods, I'll take 10 pills before my meal, about 30 minutes. That way it fills me up, and when I get to my dinner, I eat really awesome stuff, but I don't overeat it, right? So again, there's no written rules. You can't overdose like a drug. You can take too much and really, anyway, do you get my point, guys? It doesn't matter how much, Carl. I want you guys we'll stop here forever, right? Some are going to be 5, some are going to be 10. My stomach might be bigger than yours might be smaller than mine. It doesn't matter. Start with 5. See, Paul takes 12 in the morning, right? It's whatever works for you guys. The point being, the amount of fiber you take is going to be directly proportional to how effective it is. But if 5 pills a day are making you lose a massive amount of weight, don't go to 10. For me, 10 grams a day keeps me at maintenance. 30 grams a day causes me to lose more body fat. Okay? That's it. It's that simple, guys. Yeah. Okay? So if 5 doesn't work for you, go to 10. If 10 doesn't work for you, go to 15. We're all different. However, lots and lots and lots of H2O, water, throughout the day. Okay, guys? We can send them to Quebec. We just have to order 3 months worth. Hey, Rachel. Hey, everybody. Let me continue for now, guys, because we're 30 minutes in. Okay? Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is protein. Okay? Remember, it's a 3-step system. The fiber is the most effective, but it's a 3-step system. The body cannot manufacture or create protein on its own. So the 7-minute workouts, the effectiveness of those workouts are going to be directly proportional to your protein intake. Okay? When a lot of people are trying to lose weight or gain muscle mass or look sexy on the beach, right? When I say, are you getting 1 gram per pound of body weight in protein? So let's say right now I'm 240 pounds. Let's say my lean body mass minus all my body fat is 225, okay? You're going to want to get a minimum of 225 grams of protein a day, lean protein. Chicken breasts, egg whites, lean beef, and powders. So usually, I want you guys just to understand this. Usually when people go, I'm kind of stuck, I'm not seeing the results, I say, how much are you getting? At least 1 gram per pound of body weight in protein? And they say yes. And then I analyze their diet, analyze their nutrient ratios, and they're getting like 30 to 40 grams of protein a day. Okay. So lean body mass. So let's say that you're overweight. Let's say you're a man, you're 250 pounds, and you looked your best at 185. You're going to want to get a minimum of 185 grams of protein a day. I actually, myself personally, because I do have a lot of muscle mass, I strive for 2 grams per pound of body weight. So at 240 pounds, I strive for about 450 grams of protein a day. You know how many chicken breasts that is? That would be the equivalent of 15 to 20 chicken breasts. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you what I do, okay? So increase your protein. When you increase your protein, it's going to enhance your muscle tone, your muscle strength, and your muscle growth. Remember, 1 pound of muscle burns an extra 100 calories a day. That's why people who walk all day long, they don't have that lean, sexy, toned look, right? So, in summary, if you want to be lean and sexy for life and have a healthy heart and eradicate obesity and diabetes, type 2 diabetes, use our limited fiber product at least 10 grams a day to drastically reduce bad cravings and reduce your appetite. Bad cravings for sugar and sweets and things you think that are psychological, they're physiological. They're in their body, they're not in your brain. Increase your protein intake to a minimum of 1 gram per pound of lean body weight, okay? Again, these are guidelines. A lot of women go, oh my God, I don't know what my lean body mass is. The average lean body mass of a woman that's 5'7" is going to be about 140 pounds. The average lean body mass of a woman who's 6 foot is going to be about 160 pounds. You know, God forbid, if you eat 200 grams of protein a day, it doesn't matter. Protein does not convert to fat. You cannot overeat in lean protein, okay? Proof, I do 2 grams. Folks, again, I'm not telling you to do what I did, but when I was walking around at 265 pounds all muscle, I was getting closer to 3 grams. I was eating 600 grams of protein a day. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just keeping it real. When I was competing, I was eating 600 grams of protein a day. I don't do that now. I don't want to be that big anymore, right? And finally, train 7 to 10 minutes a day, 3 times per week to enhance your muscle growth. The protein and the workouts go hand in hand. If you do the workouts, you'll see okay results if you're not getting the protein, okay? If you do the workouts and you get adequate protein, you're going to see amazing changes in your physique, okay? Amazing changes in your physique. Again, Marilyn, probably 130, 140 pounds is your lean body mass. But again, it's a guideline. So get a minimum of 130 grams of protein a day. Get closer to 200 grams if you can. Okay? Get closer to 2. Again, I'm 240 pounds, but I eat 450 grams of protein a day. Guidelines, folks, guidelines. The number one thing that's going to help the most, this here, the fiber. Okay? But the training and the protein are going to change your life forever. You're going to have more energy. You're going to feel better. You're going to have better mental clarity. Folks, wouldn't it be nice to look in the mirror and go, wow? Wouldn't it be nice to step on the scale and smile and go, holy crap, I lost 20 pounds? That's what this is about, okay? So, any questions, right? This one's going on a little long. That's okay. If you want to get started with us, folks, if you're not a member, I will open it up for any questions that you have. No stimulants. Nope, not in the protein or the fiber. We do have a stimulant product that I did not talk about called Elevate, okay? No stimulants in the fiber. The fiber is one ingredient only, okay? Go to store.nowlifestyle.com. You can get them there. Vicky, if you're 5'5" and weigh 260 pounds, you're going to want to get about 200 grams of protein a day. Okay. I would imagine at 260 pounds, you're overweight. You're going to want to definitely get the 10 to 15 grams of fiber a day and at least 1 gram. And again, if you came in late, okay, if you came in late, I'll have a recording of this. Okay? Carl, if you live on food stamps and government checks, this isn't for you. Okay? It's just not. Can you start a business and build some income with us? Yes, but if you're living on food stamps, don't buy the fiber. Don't put yourself out to the point where you're absolutely, completely, utterly, financially destitute and broke. Okay? Don't do that. This is about helping people in life, not making their life worse. Okay, that's not where we're not here about here. We're here about helping people, not putting more stress on people and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, I think I did a good job. I don't see a whole lot of other questions. That's awesome, Gary. I'm glad. Any specific questions about today, folks? All right, Minty, or however, Minje, I'm sorry, Myntje. I'm just going to call you Mint, if that's okay. You won't gain muscle swimming, Pamela. That's endurance exercise, okay? Swimming won't do it. Now, if you're doing swimming because your joints ache, do something, absolutely, okay? But if you can start doing a little bit of resistance training, it's going to help even more. Yes, Vicky, we're going to get the powder in the members area. She's asking, can we switch it out? Yes, give us about a week, and you'll be able to choose whether you want one pill, one powder, and one pill, or two powders or two pills. Okay, of the fiber. Mm. Me, yes. Do I get most of my protein in supplements because I just can't. I do a 100 gram. I get about 200 grams of my protein in supplements and another 200 grams in my food. Okay, Gina? Yeah, absolutely. Already blocked? Already blocked? No, Thurman, probably not. But it will probably reverse it a little bit, but it will definitely help with them getting blocked more. Okay. Pamela, that's why in the members area, we teach you all about resistance training in Now Lifestyle. Okay. No, no pain, you're fine, Sebastian. If there's no pain, you're fine. And always nice controlled movements, right? Okay, Kappa, ask your question. Go ahead, ask it, buddy. Type it away. Oh, I think the store it's like 2 containers for $60, but I think that's wrong. So they're going to be it's about $19 a bottle. The supplements, well, if you're talking about the fiber, I take it in the morning. Okay. That's a help desk ticket. Kadapa, Alona, can you help out Kadapa? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you spent, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Again, keep your questions, folks, to what I talked about because that's what people are here. They want to learn more about losing body fat and staying healthy and having a healthy heart and reversing diabetes. Okay. So, Lynette, the fiber I take in the morning and in the afternoon, if I'm in a lower body weight, again, everybody's different. Some people love to take it before bed. I find if I take the fiber before bed, I don't sleep well. Okay. There's 25 grams in one scoop of protein, Paul. 25 grams. One, just to give you guys an idea, 1 ounce of beef, okay, is about 5 grams of protein. One large chicken breast is about 20 to 35 grams of protein. You know, if you want to find out the exact grams of protein, it's in your members area, guys. Use the food counter in there. No, I think they're 25 grams each. Yeah, definitely, Gina. I focus on 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fat. Okay. But to keep obviously you're more educated, Gina, no doubt about it. You know, if the messaging isn't simple, people won't follow it, right? So by naturally increasing your fiber and protein, you're already going to reduce your carbs, right? Because you're fuller on protein and fiber. So I try to go for 40, 40, 20. So to give you my exact calorie count, I do about, as I told you, about 450 grams of protein. I do about 350 to 450 in carbohydrates and the rest in fats, healthy fats. We will be coming out with an essential fatty acid product too. And again, remember, this is our prime core product line. protein, fiber, and the Elevate. Why? Those are the three things that's going to give you the best ROI. However, we're coming out with other supplements. But again, when new people come into what we're doing, if we tell them to take 10 things, guess what they're going to take? 0, right? It becomes daunting. When people start to see results, it becomes something of intrinsic value rather than extrinsic value. They see the results, they're like, hey man, is there anything else I can use to like speed this process up? Because I'm loving what I'm seeing. Okay, so that's the marketing, right? Yeah, it's right here. Our scoop has, I've got it right here, fat 2 grams, total carbohydrate 7 grams, but most of that's in fiber. We added a little fiber to our protein as well. And the protein is 26 grams per scoop. Okay. Is this an open? No, this is an open bottle. So 26 grams of protein, 7 grams of carbs, which is primarily fiber, and 2 grams of fat. And yes, you need fat in your diet, folks, especially essential fatty acids. All right, looks like we're good to go, folks. Plus, we're almost an hour in on this one. I like to keep the recording shorter. If you got in late, I'll have a replay out to you by email today. Thank you, y'all. This is the most passionate part of what I do. 3-step system. Increase your fiber, increase your protein, train 7 to 10 minutes, 3 times per week. That's all it takes. Love you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you do, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.